Well, that's Brookhouse there. What was the family home of the Clark's family. It go back to the middle of the Victorians' reign. They had it built. Originally it was a hunting lodge dating back to 1700. But that's Brookhouse, what's now all split into flats. What was the home of the Clark's family. What go back, as I say, to the Victorian reign. In mining, anything that made money in the Victorian's reign, they were on it. They had their own railways and coal mines and mines in general. You could walk on their land from Surrey to Sussex out getting off it and parts of Isle of Wight. But this is Brookhouse here. Nice tree house here, nestled amongst a nice Russian elm. Russian elm this is. As you can see, it's split open, the tree itself, and fallen down but still growing. There we are. There are some beautiful species rhodies here in this large garden of Brookhouse. I dare say there's probably 6 gardeners in its time, after the war years and before. That's a London plane there. London plane, what's resistant to pollution. A lot of them are planted up Westminster, massive. This would be about 1 limb compared to the ones up in London, but resistant, as I say, to pollution, and that's why they plant them. And London plane, that's what it's called, and that's why, named after London. But it's the only sort of tree that live where there's a massive amount of smog and whatever, and cope with it. This is what they call a ha-ha. Is to stop any animals getting in the place and stop anything going outside the place. It's a drop of about 5 foot, like a wall, and it's called a ha-ha, if you've heard of that before. It's almost like having a moat around your perimeter, but it's to stop anything, as I say, coming in into your estate. And a lot of old estates, it goes back a lot of years, a ha-ha. There we are. And say it's a drop of about 5 foot drop. I believe that's a black cap. Yes, it is. Of course, all the migrant birds are here now. 2nd week of May normally, from South Africa. Black cap. Beautiful songbird. Well, this is the front side of Brookhouse, what was, I say, built on in the Victoria's reign for the Clark's family home. And my great-grand worked here in about 1910, 1920, somewhere around there. 1910, I think she worked here. Now, before the First World War, and she had to be here for 4 o'clock in the morning for the Clark's family. Walked from Ardenley to bring up 3 children, because her husband died at 33. And she used to do the laundry here in the bottom part of the house. There we are. And we're going to have a look at the hunting lodge, what goes back to 1700, what originally it was a big estate in its time. And on the left there would have been the courtyard for the horses and grooms, gardeners. There we are, and bothy for the gardeners. I dare say, like I say, probably 6 gardeners here, even after the war years. There's quite an extensive garden here. This is a side view of the house here. That little bit there with the scaffolding would have been the original hunting lodge of 1700. With all the beams, what are obviously painted over at the moment, having a new roof fitted. But there we are, that's the original bit of that huge mansion there. There are a collection of ponds here cascading down through the middle of the gardens, built in the 20s. There's about 10 different sized ponds and all individual rockeries, but it's dried up because the farms now are so large. They've filled in a lot of the ditches that supplied all this up through High Brook, unfortunately, and enlarged the fields and pushed in the ditches. What would have fed all this in its time, but there we are. You can clean them out individually, 3 foot deep, 4 foot deep, and empty them with a little plug, all built purposely. Ornamental ponds. That's a better picture of the hunting lodge. There we are, of 1700. Monkey puzzle tree here from Chile. There we are, monkey puzzle.